Hi there, welcome to The Sacred Journey. The Sacred Journey is the program that reminds you that life is a wonderful adventure and each and every experience we have is a unique and perfect opportunity for learning. I'm here with Tina Anjali. Tina is, oh wow, I wouldn't even know exactly where to begin. She's a medium, she's a channel, she's a healer. She bridges that space and the gap between the spirit worlds and the physical planes. She is, above all of that, a friend. I'm happy and blessed to call Tina a friend. We are at Tina's space. It's called Soul, Source of Unconditional Love in Granby, Connecticut. And the reason we're here today, and exactly in this location, is Tina has the largest privately owned labyrinth in the state of Connecticut. Welcome, Tina, and thank you so much for inviting us to share this.
Thank you for coming.
This has quite a story behind it. Would you like to tell how this came to be?
Okay, so for many, many years I had a file collecting information about this because I felt like eventually this space was going to be utilized for a labyrinth. And then as I was getting closer, in the meantime I was saving money toward the birthing of this. I asked a friend of mine, Dave Burgess, to come, and I didn't test it. I will tell you later, but I can't tell you now. But I want you to walk from the end of the driveway and walk in the middle of this. It was just like overgrown weeds in the middle of this land, and tell me what you're feeling. So he did that, and when he came out, he said it was the strangest feeling. He says every 3 feet or so, I felt like I was bumping against this ley line that was invisible. And then when I got to the middle, it felt like it was a vortex of energy that was very powerful.
And that was before any of this was mapped out.
Yes, it was just overgrown weeds, basically, for many years. And it's a 1/4 of an acre of land, and so I wanted to take advantage of the whole land of this area here. And so finally I was able to hire someone that did it, Rich, the landscaper, and we worked together as far as how, because I wanted it to be, even though I wanted to follow the rules and regulations of building a labyrinth, I wanted to be a little different, utilize the space, and so because it's normally it's much not as wide as this, but I wanted to make this 3 feet wide, the lines, and it's 11 circles, which took the whole area, and we purchased the rocks.
How many ton?
Total is 14 tons, but it's not over yet because people still bring more. Every time they come and experience it, they walk it, they feel drawn for the next time to bring one of their rocks. So it keeps adding on. There's always something new I see here whenever. It's a.
Well, I have brought rose quartz. Rose is the medicine of unconditional love. Pink also represents unconditional love. And I'm going to ask you to tell the story of this little maple tree, and I'm going to lay my rose quartz heart right by the base of this tree.
Oh, thank you. It's definitely appreciated. So I noticed that this was a little seedling that came up, and I know I didn't plant it, and Michael didn't because he wanted to pull it out. And I said, no, this eventually it's going to grow in a way that when people sit in the middle, they will be a shade, like an umbrella. And so I am really very grateful for it finding its own way.
Yeah, and the fact that it planted itself to offer the gift of shade, and you honored its space here. That's absolutely wonderful. I do want to backtrack a little bit and talk about Dave Burgess. Dave is in spirit now, but he was very, very well known as deeply connected to spirit on all levels and all ways.
He was a healer, incredible healer, and he was in touch with the Pleiadian energy. He was always communicating with a set of Pleiadians that they called themselves the Abner.
I do remember. So to have his input to this is really very, very powerful. Now, you have this open to the public.
Yes.
However, you have just a few guidelines that you enforce.
It is, the rules are in the National Labyrinth Society.
And people can find that
Yes,
online.
people, just Google National Labyrinth Society, and then you go on the right side and you put in Granby, Connecticut, and that's where it will come up. There's a picture of it and the instructions. For example, anybody can come anytime when it's snow. And but when it comes to groups of 6 or more, then I would like to know in advance so I can be here and explain some of the rules. But it is open to anybody. My recommendation is not to, if they do bring children, not to allow them to run around, because all these rocks here are dangerous.
Yeah, and it's sacred space.
Yes,
so.
that too. So it is open to anybody to enjoy, and that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to create this. And I noticed through the 12 years that it's been in business here that the energy is actually multiplied.
Oh, sure.
Every time somebody comes and walks, it seems like they bring more energy. They're just and one of the things that because I get feedback from people that come, and they say that they come in for special occasions, whether it's their birthday or something, and they come in with so many questions. By the time they walk out, they have all the answers and then some.
So they get their answers
Yes.
from their guides, from within, from the universe. It's a
it's
time of
intention.
contemplation,
Yes.
setting an intention. I know that you have animals that like to visit. You have a lovely story of an animal that came and visited you repeatedly.
Yeah, it was about a year and a half ago, and I wasn't feeling well. I looked out the window, and I saw something that looked like a red, and I wasn't sure what it was. And then I concentrated, and I saw that it was a red fox just laying in the middle here. And I went to get a camera, and I walked out where my patio is, and I took a picture. He or she must have heard me, because he got up and then sat again and looked at me. It felt like the eyes kind of connected, and it allowed me to take more pictures, and then he just walked. And this happened for a few mornings continuously, and then he would just walk on the back of the garage, and that was it. And I felt like the energy was there to help me heal. And the other thing that I did for the healing a year and a half ago, I would come and just sit in the middle, and then I would go to this oak tree right here, and I would hug it and I was grateful to be able to share its energy. I was grateful for that, and I let it know.
Now, you actually built all of these pathways much wider than, when I say normal, than is customary.
Yes. Yeah, the custom is about maybe 18, 20 inches max, and I wanted to make it 3 feet. I wasn't really thinking about wheelchair, but that's possible. I haven't seen anybody come with a wheelchair yet, but I think it's wide enough for that. But I wanted to do it also because sometimes when I do groups here, one is coming, the other one goes, and I didn't want them to cross over just to be able to cross it, just move a little bit in there. And also for people that want to walk together. Many times I see people walk together holding hands.
And this is how big?
It's 84 feet.
That's pretty large. And before we started filming, you and I were walking around, and you were telling a few stories about particular stones. So we'll share some of that with our viewers a little bit later in the show, in addition to sharing your contact information. Now, I know you do not charge to have people come and visit the labyrinth. You will gratefully accept donations to help with its upkeep.
For the upkeeping of it, yes.
And you also do solstice celebrations and other things?
Yeah, the summer solstice, and also I celebrate the anniversary of my soul center once a year, just a couple of months decades ago, we celebrated the 14th anniversary of that. So we had a concert near the waterfall, and we had a fire going too. So.
And I'm hoping the viewers can hear how the birds are singing, and we're here in November. We found a beautiful sunny day. We've been trying to plan this for a while, and I think today is absolutely perfect. And we will invite our viewers to walk around a little bit with us to get the feel of what it's like. And if at any time there's anything you would like to share, just stop us on our walk, and please do share, because I know you have many stories.
Tons of them. May I share one now?
Yes.
When I decided when it was ready to be walked, I brought my 2-year-old granddaughter, who's now 14, here, and we walked in the middle, and I said, Olivia, how does it feel to be in the middle of the labyrinth? And she said, it feels sweet. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? She says, well, you put honey in tea and it tastes sweet. That's how it feels. 2-year-old.
Now that's a sweet statement.
Yeah.
That's so pure, coming from a 2-year-old. Wonderful. Well, join us. We're going to walk around a little bit, and we'll share some of the fascinating and beautiful things around here. We especially want to share a special story about a tree that will probably warm your heart as much as it did mine.
Welcome to the Soul Center Labyrinth. Let's take a walk. Questions?
I'm just enjoying the walk. If there are any particular stones that you would like to talk about or share?
Well, this one is similar to the one over there. This one came from Sicily, the island of Sicily.
Where you came from also?
No, I came from Calabria, but we went.
That's right.
We
Okay.
went for a vacation there, and I was attracted to some because it's a volcanic island, and I got this one and another one over there. It's like I remember some of them where they came from. You know, one thing that is interesting that I just remembered is that sometimes when I see clients and I get really, I don't know what else to say, kind of flaky where I'm more there than here. Mm-hmm. And so I allow myself to just go sit in the middle of the labyrinth to reground. And I look outside of the labyrinth and everything is like a holographic imagery. It's like everything is flat. And I stayed there, sitting there for about half an hour until I get regrouped. I don't know if you've ever had that kind of experience.
Well, I don't have the labyrinth, but I have to do lots of, especially for the work that I do, which is similar to yours, lots of in and out of the spirit planes, physical planes, especially if you're working with someone and you have to keep giving them messages. You have to maintain your grip on the physical planes for your body's safety, but you also want to be very receptive to the energy planes.
Yeah, it feels like I'm more there than here. That's why I have to reground. And that labyrinth is very helpful to me for that purpose also.
And you say when people just come by themselves to contemplate or to walk, it's about a half hour for most people. That doesn't count sitting and
well, sometimes
meditating.
I see people, they come toward one rock and they get drawn to it, and then I see them kneeling down and crying. It depends on how it affects them. But at a regular just walk, very slow pace, it takes about half hour back and forth.
And you give talks for different groups for, like I know you have one in 2018 for the Granby seniors.
Yes.
So you give informative talks also.
Information, yes, and of course invitation to come and enjoy it. Yeah, it's very important to me for this to be enjoyed. The other thing too that I've noticed is that the more people use the energy of this habit, the energy seems to multiply. It actually grows, and I don't know how to explain it better than that.
Well, on a shamanic principle, every time you connect with something or someone, you weave threads of energy. And think of how many people, especially when you're so open-hearted and so receptive to behavior, then yeah, I would imagine that the energy gets much, much more powerful.
Part of this offer to others to share as well.
They're very generous of heart and spirit to open your sacred space to people, and with a beautiful level of trust that whoever needs to be here will find their way here.
Well, I do believe that there is protection from spirit whenever you do things from the heart. I have no idea who placed it there.
Someone gifted it.
Yeah.
And are these just flowers that plant themselves?
Yeah, they're just, I call them weeds.
I think it's a lovely flower. We'll have to see in the spring what it turns into.
That came from the island of Sicily. It's a bigger one.
It must be so beautiful in the winter, just giving the labyrinth a rest under a blanket of snow.
Sometimes, the angel that's in the middle over there, sometimes I can barely see the little wings sticking out. Saint Francis of Assisi, who is so wonderful with animals.
St. Francis is my favorite saint. I would have to say St. Michael and St. Francis together are just two different roles.
That's a peach tree over there, and that's a plum tree there. So we are surrounded by fruit trees as well.
So how special. Every season has something different to offer. And I know you said there's a certain season that when the wind blows, there's a beautiful fragrance.
Oh yes, the front of this property is look at the mushrooms growing over here.
All kinds of life.
Yeah, the lilac bushes in the front. The fragrances are just breathtaking, special, and people smell that as they walk.
And if people do stop by on their own, you ask that they park where?
Oh, either by the side of the road and walk up, or closer to the garages, so in a way that they don't block the main driveway.
Okay. I love the crunch of the wood chips underneath.
Yes, that's I like the organic things. We always have to replace them because they get moved around sometimes when people walk.
So this is a traditional quadrant, correct? I think it's the most typical one that people have seen.
I'm not
As
sure
far as
about
style
that. This
or
is
design?
what I got drawn to. And of course, I wanted it to be 11 circles because I felt that that was the area itself, the quarter of an acre, was large enough to be able to take it for this the size of the circles. So it's 11. It's always odd numbers.
And it's so nice that two people can walk side by side.
So all this information was kind of coming to me, like loading into me, and I would take notes through the years when I finally did it. Finally had it done 12 years ago.
And you said it took Rich and two men a full week to do this.
A whole week to do it. To do the, place the plastic underneath, and then the mulch, and then place the rocks.
And I know Rich of All Seasons.
Yes.
He's a very hard worker. He does things with sensitivity and compassion.
Yeah,
So
we
it's
both
nice to
learned
know,
a lot.
that his energy is here.
He was definitely willing to help me out with it, so we all both did research on it, and we were able to create it. So I was very grateful for that. So I did so 12 years ago, I wanted to honor it with a blessing of it as I opened it to the public. And I tuned in, and I asked Spirit, I said, well, what is this labyrinth meant to be for? And I heard very clearly. I was really emotional about it. And
Where?
this is petrified wood. I was emotional about it, and I shared with the group. There were 40 people that came to help me celebrate the blessing of it. And so Spirit said that it was meant to be for healing. This labyrinth was created for the healing of all kinds, emotional, physical, and spiritual. And that's basically what I was told. And as I was reading the channel material, I got very emotional.
I could imagine,
Yeah.
because you've held this idea in your heart for so long,
Yeah.
and to see it being birthed, so to speak.
Yes, it was a wonderful thing to be part of.
Well, we're going to go and share with viewers about the special tree so that we don't run out of time for
Okay.
that. So we're going to say goodbye to the viewers and bring them over to this most amazing story with this most amazing tree. It's a groundhog that runs from its shadow. Do you know what kind of
Okay, so this tree was much bigger than is now, and about 4 or 5 years ago when we had that big storm where we lost electricity and trees and everything, this came down, and then my husband Michael cut it down, and we were just going to leave it like that, and all of a sudden these branches started to come
out of the stump.
out of the stump. And it's just
Amazing.
so, it almost feels like some kind of a vortex or something, because see how it's
It
rounded?
forms a beautiful
Yeah.
round. I noticed it when we were over there, and it's just magical. It's
Yeah.
really, really special.
I love it. And there's a seedling was born over there all by itself. So
From
this
this
is the
tree?
same of that, yeah.
And if we could come around the back and just see what the, I guess, perceived damage that this tree took and then came back to life. How beautiful. So there's a lot of nurturing spirit here.
It's unusual stuff here.
Yeah. Well, Tina, thank you so much for inviting us to your sacred space.
Well, thank you for doing this.
I can't wait to come back through all the seasons. And
Yes.
thanks for joining us on the Sacred Journey. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
I mean, we don't develop the relationships as a community, but you know, it was fun. So I promise you to see that when we did those longest 7 2 months at a time, we brought a little apron and I built my art studio, so it really like felt good. Yeah, it took a while.
Now, my little nudge is going to be about
Okay. We are going to take one